Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Just had me a good dinner back there. Remember that meatloaf I made a couple weekends ago? Yeah, that's what it was. And it was still good. Oh goodness. Been seeing a lot in the news about this caravan that's heading to the border. Not that anybody has asked my opinion, I'm going to give it just because that's what I do after I get done with my back here. You know, there's a few things that I find wrong with it. One, you don't really see them with any luggage to speak of. Oh, couple modern day backpacks. Sleeping bag here or there. Where's all their gear at? And even if they are running from something, they would have been picking up gear along the way. Something, anything. How are they making that long of a walk without eating, without sleeping? If they got enough money that they can afford to eat out at restaurants and stay at motels, then why are they leaving? The numbers I've been hearing that it's grown to are pretty astronomical. If you can put together that big of an army, or mob, whichever terminology you care to use, why don't you turn around and go back home and march on your country? Why don't you get in there with the, whatever the capital of your country is? Last I heard it was like 14,000 or something. And when it was 4,000, that was enough to make an impression on anybody. Why don't you go back to your country and make an impression on them? Why don't you demand that they fix stuff? Why are you going to walk that far to come to our country and try to cross illegal? It makes no sense. Who was the two guys I seen in the video that was handing out money? Who was that? Who's paying their way? I'm willing to bet that they will just show up right in time for the elections. It's a distraction. But what you ought to be wondering about, they said that would take them over 30 days to walk that. I think I read somewhere where they said it'd be like 60 or 90 days if they did 5 miles a day. Which 5 miles a day for women and children could be a pretty good walk. How many really are women and children in that mob? If they show up here in the next week to 10 days at our border, you're going to know somebody rented buses and something to get them up there. What do you think our government should do? I'll tell you what I think our government should do. I think our government should protect our country. Any way you spell it, this is an invasion. Period. A forceful invasion. And I think our government, our president, should hold the border. Period. I think that if any of them do make it across, or if they try to rush across, I think our military should round them up, put them in POW camps, because it is an invasion, that is an army. So I think they should lock their butts up in a temporary camp, prison, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Make sure everybody's healthy enough. Ship them back. I'm at a point where I don't care if they rent a bunch of airplanes and fly them back at our cost. I don't want them here. Period. They're quitters. They're cowards. They're invaders. I guarantee you, I'm not leaving my country because I don't like how stuff's going. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to fight for what I think is right and what my country should be. I'm not running. And I know there's plenty right there with me. I'll say it again. I've said it numerous times in these last 15 years. Go back and straighten out your country. Period. Don't come to my country and expect to get in illegal and then expect us to take care of you. As long as we have our own homeless, our own children going hungry, our own veterans in the streets, we don't need a mob like that. If our blah, 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 if our country and our government would get their act together and take care of our own problem, clean your own backyard before you invite the neighbors over. That's how I feel about it. I remember, what was it, 92 or something, when, was it Bush that gave amnesty to all the illegals? I said then that was a mistake. Now their thoughts were, we're going to grant amnesty to all these illegals and then we'll secure the border. Well, they granted the amnesty, they never did secure the border, and it still ain't secure because they don't want it secured. This is an insult to the ones that have fought the hard battle of getting in here legally. And it is a pain in the butt to get here legally. I know people that's going through it right now, and it's a lot of red tape. So what, you break the law, and now you expect to be above the law. You expect us to, oh, it's okay. We're going to go and make you a citizen. Hogwash. What are you bringing? As in talking to them, not you. What are they bringing to the table? What good are they bringing to our country? What are their trades? What are their skills? What is their background? You gonna tell me that out of a mob that size that we're not gonna get drug dealers, gangbangers, thieves, murderers, rapists? You gonna tell me that? Terrorists? They now have people coming from all over the world to join them? Really? And I don't want to hear about having a heart of love and compassion. I don't want to hear it. I got a heart for love and compassion for what's in our country now. We have kids going hungry now. That's been a pet peeve of mine for a long time, is that We're constantly sending food and aid over to other countries while we still have our own that is starving to death. Am I the only one that sees a problem with this? Am I the only one that sees that we have people and veterans that are fighting and being rejected for any kind of assistance? But yet an illegal comes into our country and they get assistance? Worse yet, our government, the immediate agencies, are doing their best and coaching them to get the maximum they can. Really? I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I think it's wrong. And that's my opinion of the Caravan. Y'all remember, God loves you, so do I. And I love all them people coming up too. I just want them to do it right. And yes, I know that we are a nation built on immigrants, but they did it right. What do you think Ellis Island was about? And I don't want to hear about the white man came in and stole it from the Indians and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear all that nonsense. We're not living then. And remember, there's so many of you that wanted to erase our history, tear down our statues, erase all the history. Well, now don't be choosing and picking now. If you don't want to know our history, then don't know our history. But don't try to tell me that last year you tear down statues of Confederate heroes, and this year you want to throw it in my face about the land being stolen from the Indians and the Mexicans. I don't want to hear it. Save it for somebody else. See, and I'd already signed off, got going again. But I'll do it again. He loves you, so do I. Them people need to go back home. Y'all have a blessed day now. Bye.